Is Tesla modifying cars and software specifically for crash testing? Well, I'm going to save you watching this video if you don't want to hear about it. No, this is false news. I believe it's been made up by journalists and by a guy called Green on Twitter because they're desperate for attention. So you don't have to watch the video if you don't want to. But if you want to, here's what happened, here's what went down, and here is the facts on actually a situation, a case where there are very little facts. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. As many of you know, I like to point out and expose when journalists intentionally, I say, whore themselves in order to get clicks. There's a website here in Australia which is, well, kind of desperate right now to get clicks. They've changed their website within the last 2 weeks, completely changed it. They have a business model that they claim they don't make any money from advertising. So how they make money, nobody knows. They've held it a tight-lipped secret. They claim this revolutionary new business model allows them to not be influenced at all by manufacturers. However, the changes to their website recently show that their business model does rely on selling cars. So yes, they're very, very dependent on manufacturers for money, and they're also dependent upon getting clicks. Therefore, they were willing to print an article which frankly was just pure clickbait and really disappointing to see personally, but I think it's worth pointing out. You're all going to see and hear about this. Apparently Tesla is scamming the safety system. It's doing something like Dieselgate, like Volkswagen. It's lying to testers. It's modifying its cars and its software to scam the system to make them appear safe when actually their cars are not safe. That is the intention of this guy called Green on Twitter, and also of Paul Marrick from this website that I'm not even going to talk about because it's just going to get them more clicks, and I don't think they deserve to get that. So what exactly happened? Well, Green posted a tweet where he claimed that Tesla has just added ANCAP support, ANCAP, in their code. This is in addition to already existing iVista, Chinese testing grounds, Euro NCAP, and Korea NCAP. One wonders why they do it. They also give testing houses one-off builds with the testing house in the name with tweak settings. And then he goes on to imply that Tesla has done this intentionally. They're trying to scam the system. They're trying to make these testers believe Tesla cars are safe when actually they're really not. So journalist Paul Marrick, who is the founder of this website, says a Twitter user known for exclusively revealing upcoming Tesla features based on code deployed to vehicles in over-the-air updates claims the brand is modifying software within vehicles being supplied to crash testing bodies. That's true. Green does claim that. Paul says, we recently wrote about the Tesla Model Y scoring almost perfect scores for crash testing by European crash testing body Euro NCAP. These results were then followed up with locally adapted results published by Australian crash testing body ANCAP. Tesla followed these results by stating that the Model Y is the safest car ever tested by Euro NCAP under its new protocols, which was correct. And I made a video about how safe the car was. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check out that video. The Model Y is, in fact, the safest car ever tested in Euro's NCAP score. Now, the thing is here that there's a big fundamental problem with these claims. First of all, the vehicle was tested, right, in Europe, which is using the Euro NCAP safety settings. It wasn't retested. The big problem with Green's thesis, the vehicle wasn't retested in Australia using ANCAP, which is the Australian testing standard. So there wasn't actually any reason for Tesla to try to scam the system for ANCAP because the vehicle was tested for the European safety system once. And then what Australia does is we use those results and we say, look, it was tested safely. We use the same system. We'll just say that the score was the same as it was for Europe. So there wasn't two different tests performed here. The entire crux of this argument is actually proven false because there wasn't. Tesla didn't take the vehicle and somehow secretly put in secret code for an Australian ANCAP test, which is what Green is claiming on Twitter because the Australian ANCAP never tested the car. It was only tested once by the European company which does it, and then Australia takes the scores and just says, yep, our system's the same, we'll go by what your scores are. So there's actually no incentive and no reason for Tesla to make some secret special code for the Australian ANCAP and therefore scam the system. I think everyone's actually ignoring this key point, or they're skipping over it because emotionally this thesis it's shocking, it's amazing, what's happened here, there's a story here, I don't like Tesla or I do like Tesla, so therefore I've got skin in the game, what's going on, let me know. But actually the truth is much, much simpler. There wasn't any reason for Tesla to try to scam the test for Australian ANCAP because actually we never tested it and Australia never planned to. We don't need to. We use Europe's NCAP score. Now, Paul obviously knows this, but he chose not to mention this in his article because that would make it much simpler and there wouldn't be a grand conspiracy theory. There wouldn't be a Tesla conspiracy to expose here. It would just be a simple story where there was a simple explanation. As part of this assessment, Model Y received the highest overall score among any vehicle tested under Euro NCAP's newest, most stringent test protocol, the Tesla blog said after the vehicle was tested in Europe. This was based on an evaluation of Model Y's ability to protect adults, children, and vulnerable road users like cyclists and pedestrians, as well as its safety assistance features. So obviously, right, for people who don't like Tesla, this is exactly what they want to hear. It's exactly what they want to hear. As soon as you find out that the Tesla Model Y was the safest car ever tested, and you don't like Tesla, a lot of people don't, then what do you want to hear? You want to hear there's some grand conspiracy. You want to hear that actually Tesla gamed the system. These guys are just feeding the trolls exactly what they want to hear. Paul goes on to say that Twitter user Green has now cast doubt on the validity of the tests, claiming there are provisions within the code of the cars that attach crash body labels to vehicles depending on where they're being tested. Tesla just added ANCAP support in their code. This is in addition to already existing iVista Chinese testing grounds, Euro NCAP and Korea NCAP. But the primary point that Green is trying to say is that somehow Tesla is gaming the system by understanding what ANCAP wants and therefore changing the way that the car reacts to an ANCAP test when there never was any ANCAP test, and there never will be. That's the key point here. That's the key point Green is missing. Green could have done his research and actually found out that in fact the car wasn't tested by ANCAP and never will be, so there was no key reason for Tesla to try to game ANCAP system. Doesn't make sense, right? One wonders, says Green, why do it? They also give testing houses one-off builds with the testing house in the name with tweak settings, said Green. Now, in this tweet section, I went on and read it all. It was just a massive waste of my time, wasted 20 minutes of my time going through the tweets to find out if there was any logical points from Green. A lot of people would bring up logical comments saying, Green, maybe you should ask Tesla, ask Elon Musk, ask them if there's any reason for these words to appear in the code. Because Green doesn't know what the words are there for. He has even said that within his tweets. He doesn't know what the word ANCAP is there for. He doesn't understand. He, in fact, doesn't know if Tesla has even tried to cheat the system because, in fact, he has no proof. But he appears to be sticking to his ground, holding to his ground, trying to back up his thesis that there's some conspiracy going on here. Why? The reason is because sunk cost bias. He's come up with an idea, people have challenged it with logic, and he's holding on to his original thesis in spite of the fact that the logic says actually his idea was bogus. Now, Paul says, while Green couldn't confirm whether these labels modify any specific functions of the vehicle, I'm going to read that again. While Green couldn't confirm whether these labels modify any specific features or functions of the vehicle, he did confirm Tesla has the ability to geofence certain features such as full self-driving beta for certain regions. How that would possibly benefit the ANCAP or the European safety testing score, nobody knows. Green can't answer that question himself. He's been asked. He doesn't know. Nobody knows how this could possibly benefit Tesla by being able to geofence the full self-driving beta features. But Green said they do enable or disable other things based on car location, like disable full self-driving beta in Vancouver downtown. So the capability is there, insinuating some grand conspiracy, which Green doesn't have any clue on whether or not there is one at all. Now, Paul says, to confirm his thesis that something fishy is going on here, in theory, there should be no reason cars selected for crash testing are specifically built or have code flagged for crash testing. if they are meant to be representative of the vehicles being delivered to customers. And a lot of people have said, you know what, Green, the guy who tweeted this information, you should probably be careful because Tesla is going after people who are misleading the public by spreading disinformation, which I think is what this is. Ultimately, you know what? Cars are actually bought anonymously. There is actually not even any way that Tesla would know who bought the car, who actually bought the car from the European safety testers. They do it anonymously under an anonymous name. So Tesla doesn't even know which car is being used for the safety testing. There's quite a long stretch here of plausible deniability when you think about all the things that have to happen for Tesla to somehow game this system in order to get a better test score. And after doing hours of research, reading through these comments, reading through this information, reading about the testing, I cannot actually find how these guys really think Tesla has gamed the system in order to trick the public, trick the testers into thinking their cars are safer than what they are. There doesn't seem to be any real facts behind any of this information. So hopefully you've learned something from this video. As far as I can tell, this is a whole lot of clickbait, a whole lot of look at me, please look at me, please see what I'm doing, don't ignore me. I know you haven't heard from me for a while. Please look at my website, look at my whatever it is, look at my tweets, make me relevant. Please look at me. That's what they want you to do. I suggest don't look at them. Don't listen to this stuff. If someone presents some facts, sure, go right ahead. But until that happens, as far as I can tell, this is just fake news, Tesla news, people wanting to get clicks to make money. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.